Iraz presumes Prince Azaz sent you? This one is grateful for the assistance. These damnable soul flayers are like glass bottles full of kindle pitch. Your first misstep around them will be your last. Not yet. When someone wanders too close, they release a pulse of necrotic energy, killing the body and harvesting the soul. Ugh. Still, Raz noticed something odd. Smoke in the western part of the ruins. A camp, he thinks. Who else but the worm cult would be in this place? Perhaps the cultists are not quite finished setting up their defenses. Or maybe they are guarding something there. Either way, it calls for a closer look. What do you think, Five Claw? Here, this one will mark the spot on your map. Look for the smoke when we get close, yes? Raz is grateful for your company, Five Claw. Cultists and Daedra patrol these ruins. It is unwise to travel alone. You rescued Vanas? Nice work! Prince Azad discovered this one's usefulness as a scout and spy. While you were busy, Raz occupied himself with searching this side of the island for worm cult activity. There are low-ranking worm cultists everywhere, but few leaders or major outposts besides Gristmong Hold. Raz thinks most of the important cultists have withdrawn behind Monaril's walls. They are counting on their soul flayers to defend them. Worm cult can, but why is it outside the walls? Flaw in their defenses? We need to find this flaw. Another letter? Does it explain what happened? The only soul flare Raz sees is above us, beyond the crack in the wall. Did this cultist walk into the death field and tumble down here? Yet if the device worked well enough to kill her, how did he dare pass by unscathed? Raz knows that statues are not always just statues. And that one does not look like it belongs here. But a stone nest warrior made of stone next to a crack in the wall of an old Daedric ruin? This one wonders. Living statues? Ah, this one walked here then. But Raz thinks it walks no longer. Still, the old magic that gave this Voskrona life must linger in some way, and it interferes with the soul flayers. There must be some way we can use this. Ha! Raz likes the way you think, but he must point out the flaw in your idea. While the deer survived, the cultists did not. The statue's protection is either limited or unreliable. Raz thinks so too. We need to learn more about this statue. Our Stone Nest allies must know something. It certainly appears to be one of theirs, yes? Return to camp and ask Jitra about it. Raz will follow soon, after a bit more scouting.
I can plainly see a question upon your tongue, Mainlander. I prepared my villagers and Barjossa for interment in the stone, but it was clear they were incomplete, hollow. Damn the corpse stealers for taking their souls. But you did not come to hear me complain, did you? Speak your question. The Voskrona Colossals. My ancestors sent them against Mor Naril in the distant past. I thought nothing remained of those statues but the unliving stone. You remind me that this is not the first time we face necrotic enemies who steal souls. Long ago, my people were called upon to battle a terrible evil in Mor Naril. They made the Voskrona for that purpose. Down through the ages, evil has returned from time to time. Most recently, when the Corellanias came to plunder Mor Naril's secrets. You ask about old stories, tales for kin fresh out of the egg. I cannot say how many are true. This is a question for a wise elder. Luckily, I know one. Meet me in the caves at Basking Stone to the southwest. We will find Sonasa there. Sonasa has taken refuge in the hills to the southwest.
Mainlander. Jitra waits for you below.
Teacher told us to watch for you. You may pass. Elder Tsonasa, my ally has questions about the long vigil.
Those stories are not meant for outsiders, Jitra. But I have heard tales of this one. You wish to hear of the long vigil? The legend says we did not come to Solstice by accident. Long ago, we were guided here. In exchange for our new home, we were entrusted with a sacred mission. To guard the world's soul. Against these attacks by the Daedric realms are not new. It is said our ancestors armored their spirits in stone. They created the Vaskrana to resist death magic, so they could seal the forbidden vein and deprive it of souls. Indeed, they set the Colossals to watch over Mor Noril forever. The long vigil. Alas, the secret to awaken them is lost. We carved our memories in stone, but the obelisk of the long vigil crumbled centuries ago. All that remains are the legends. There are two sides to every story. Long after our ancestors first sealed Mor Noril, they had to fight off Corellania forays. Elven records of those troubled times reside in the library of the Sea and Sword Lodge. It is ironic. The words we carved in stone and committed to our hearts are now lost to us. But Corellania scholars with ink and fragile parchment may have preserved something we did not. Look for the lodge in the mountains to the west.
I know someone at the Elven Library. I will meet you there, Mainlander. We will remind the corpse stealers that our vigil is not yet done.
Good hunting, Death Dancer. I will listen to the stone and see if more can be remembered.
Focus on my voice, Elador!
You have selected a dire time to visit our lodge, stranger. Daedra invaded our halls and attacked my apprentices. Poor Elador here succumbed to his wounds, but I believe the rest are still trapped inside. One of our lectors, Fenworin, betrayed the College of Sea and Sword. She removed a Daedric relic we guarded, the Staff of the Darkbinders, and allowed the Worm Cult and their Daedra to enter the Lodge. Not precisely, but they know to head to the portal gates in emergencies. However, they need a keystone to activate them and return to Sunport. Take my keystone, activate the portals, and save my apprentices. I promise to reward you for your efforts. There are portal gates in the northeast study hall with the meditation tree, in the northwest training hall, and in a storage cave in the southwest corner of the lodge. Also, if you can retrieve the relic from Lector Fenworin, all the better.
Careful, Daedra. We must reach the library in the southern section of the complex. This tunnel was not here before. What have the Daedra done? That door leads to the library, but it appears locked. They kept a key in the study hall to the north. There, down below. Tendencie the librarian. This way.
Stay back, Daedra. I will not warn you again. Oh. I am glad to see Jitra alive after all the recent troubles. We have collaborated before, but it has been some time. And as I'm sure you noticed, the Lodge is not safe. What brings you here? A dark and dangerous subject, I fear. We keep books of that sort hidden. You could search these shelves for years to no avail. We do not want to tempt anyone to repeat the mistakes of the past. Ah, searching for solutions to our current predicament, no doubt. You may be onto something. It is true that the Stone Nest repelled the first Corellania expedition to Eastern Solstice. But do any of their ancient colossals remain intact? Very well. Allowing outsiders to have a look at the restricted parts of our collection is rather against the rules. But under these circumstances, I think it would be warranted. One moment. I need to refer to our catalogue. Yes, these may be of help to you. There. I summoned the volumes that should contain the information you seek.
The old Corellanias tried to claim more Naril, But my ancestors used the Voskrona to stop them. Lord Orlamar took the eyes from the sacred statues and displayed them at his manor. The brazen thief. Strange to see my people's legends confirmed in these ancient Corellanian writings. But I am not sure how it helps us make use of the Voskrona Colossals. I thought that phrase was unusual. I assumed it was some sort of metaphor. You suggest that the ancient Voskrona once had literal eyes. The dormant colossals at Mornaril have empty sockets, but no eyes. So, you could be onto something. The Stone Nest people remember Kinlord Orlamar as a difficult neighbor. Under his reign, Sunport expanded into Eastern Solstice. I am not surprised he hoarded our sacred relics in the vaults beneath Vaidenhill. They may still be there. Let me see your map. The manor sits beside a lake to the north. There are stories about treasures hidden there. Traps as well. But Vaidenhill is in ruins now. Orlamar did not enjoy his gold or stolen relics for long. I will meet you there.
Good hunting to all of you. Hopefully you can put a stop to all this chaos.
If you're Worm Cult, I won't hesitate to lop off your head. Maybe Master Tanator sent you. Maybe not. No matter. We'll sort this out in Sunport.
Make sure the lock is secure.
Roncewind, someone approaches. I see. Quiet now. Friend, we won't forget this stranger. Steady, Latonwin. I've got you.
Maravia's mercy. A keystone. Open the gate so we can
Is
get
the
to
letter
safety.
correct?
Please, find the other apprentices.
Raise them all as undead!
dares interrupt in our moment of triumph? You possess Master Thanatos.
The lightning!
You have ever bested me. Congratulations.
Over here, friend. Were you able to find any of our apprentices? Did you open the portals for them to return to Sunport? And what about the Staff of the Darkbinders? Were you able to recover it? Only 5. And just 1 of our lectors. The attack was more costly than I realized. We will reclaim our lodge. In time. Still, I appreciate your efforts today on our behalf. Take this, with the thanks of the College of Sea and Sword. The College of Sea and Sword will not be deterred. Sunport, indeed all of Solstice, depends on the sea's bounty to survive. Once we drive off the Worm Cult and their Daedra allies, we will once again return the Lodge to the business of training. That's hard to say. We must get word to the Collegium Praxis in Sunport, and to our college's leaders. Then a contingent of Marines will need to be assembled, though I'm sure there are other priorities. The Worm Cult has attacked multiple locations. It was a mistake to keep such a dangerous item in a place of learning. I will make sure it gets locked in a vault in Sunport. Perhaps turn it over to the Regency. Although, we might need to use it to close the Cold Harbor portals here. Of course, for as long as the college will have me. Mistakes were made. Signs were ignored. I have much to make up for. But I plan to do just that. My apprentices deserve at least so much. Both those that survived and those we lost. Lector Fenworin's betrayal is my burden to bear. Regardless, everyone handled the crisis remarkably well. Never forget, we are the College of Sea and Sword. Had the Worm Cult attacked a lodge that had been filled with mere apprentices, the outcome would have been much different.
Everything all right?
I doubt we will find much among the surface ruins. If anything remains to be recovered from this place, it must be somewhere below. Look for an entrance or a hole in the ground. The old tomes spoke of the eyes of the Colossal. Something that fits in the face of a Voskrona. Restore them to a statue at Mornaril, and we should bring it to life. How we get the Vosna to protect us from the flares is a problem for later. One or two eyes could be misplaced, but I think my ancestors would have stopped any systematic looting of the Voskrona. No. Guardians such as the Colossals are not meant to remain constantly active. The legends say they were called from sleep when required. But whatever the reason, they are lost to us. If the Kinlord's greed proves useful, we may find the eyes here. A trap door. Let us descend and see if it leads to the...
We tamed the wilds with sword and spell.
A Coralania ghost, trapped by its own regrets. I wonder what it sees in those ancient murals. I think this is the vault. Now how do we open it? Interesting. These symbols correspond with the figures the ghost was looking at. Does not look right to me. The order of the symbols must be important. It is working. Try another pedestal. I have the... door is gone. Look around. If the eyes of the Colossal are here, how like the Coralanias of old. They had no use for a thing. You found the eyes? Good. May I see them? Interesting. To hold in my hands a legend out of time. Take the eyes of the Colossal to the Fellowship camp. I will go to Basking Stone Refuge and summon Elder Zonasa. We will need him for what comes next. How should I know? I am not an elder. Waking a Voskrona could be the easy part. What if they cannot tell the difference between the Corpse Stealers and the Stirk Fellowship? You are all strangers to them. Zonasa can help us with that. I hope. Optimism is not in my nature, but I agree. Now that Elder Tsonasa has had some time to think, he may remember more. If we put these eyes in his hands, I believe the answer we need will come to him. I will see you at the camp.
Comrade, a Stone Nest Elder waits to speak with you.
Jitra told me of your adventures in retrieving the eyes of the Colossal. But I am even more impressed by this alliance you have built. My days as a warrior are long past, but I will help if I can. Do you have the sacred eyes? These are the eyes. Our tales speak of the Voskrona Colossals and their eyes, but no one knew exactly what our ancestors meant. These crystals are a promise, a sign that the long vigil was not in vain. You found documents as well? Let me see. As I thought, if there is a ritual, it was lost to time, yet that does not mean you have failed. We may not remember the ritual, but the stone does not forget. I can speak to a Colossal, remind it of its purpose. By itself, no. But with the sacred eyes you've brought me, we can take control of a Voskrona Colossal. Guide it. If you go into Mornaril, you can do so with a powerful ally at your command. Speak with your fellows. I must prepare.
Come, comrade. Razumdar showed me the Argonian statues in the outskirts of Mornaril. They tell a tale of ancient battle, and hint at a weakness in the worm cult's defenses. Did I hear Elder Tsonasa say we can bring one to life? The ancient Argonians who made those statues came up with a simple answer to the problem of foes armed with death magic. Stone warriors have no lives that can be stolen. There must be a way to use this to our advantage. Or march right up to the flayers and smash them. The worm cult would never expect it. Now, how best to spring the surprise? I have it. Your Colossal shall clear the path for our soldiers. This is how we storm Mannimarco's lair. No one alive can get close enough to destroy the Soul Flayers. But a giant walking statue, that is another matter. I knew I could count on you to find a way to defeat the Worm Cult's defenses. I am in your debt, my friend. Here. Look south, comrade. There stands the Worm Cult's fortress, Mornaril. It falls upon us to storm its defenses and defeat Mannimarco to end the threat of the Worm Cult. The only thing standing in our way are those damnable Soul Flayers. The Soul Flayers generate death fields, emanations of necrotic energy that kill any living thing that attempts to approach Mornaril. But the Voskrona Colossals are stone automatons that negate necrotic energy, opening the temple to a full assault. Yes, with the eyes of the Colossal you recovered. I want you to help him with the ritual to restore a Colossal while I send for the rest of the Fellowship's forces. We need that stone statue to clear a path through the flayers. Can I count on you? Elder Sonasa selected a colossal for our purposes. It's just beyond an old break in the wall near Mor Naril's main gate. Check in with the other champions, then go assist the Elder with whatever he requires. Good luck, comrade.
What the tusk are we waiting for, pal? I'm not built for sitting around camp. Gives me hives. As far as I'm concerned, the sooner we start the attack, the better. I ain't seen a battle like this since we took on Molag Bal in Cold Harbor. Lost a lot of good people there. Here, too. It's this damned necromancy. I'll test my steel in a fair fight against anybody. But the Worm Cult? They come after your soul. Ha! My soul is probably kinda tough and chewy, I'll give you that. A lot of gristle, lots of scars. And Prince Azah's plan keeps everybody's soul safe, at least at the start. Thanks. I feel better about this. Still want to get moving, though.
Ah, friend. We have crossed many streams together since we first met. Yet I think this is the moment when all those waters finally converge into a mighty river. Everything that has happened has brought us to this place and time. I have been ready longer than you might think. After our first great victory in Cold Harbor, I told myself I would not have to face such tribulation again. But I never slept well. I kept my staff close because I knew we were not done. I understand the sentiment, even if I wish there was another way. There has been so much death and destruction already. Still, I am ready to see this done, and I will be with you when you have need of me. On this, you have my word.
Elder Sonasa will meet you in the temple. And do not worry. I will join you in there as well. I owe the corpse stealers for my village, for my egg sister. Some, but the Stone Nest do not have many warriors. And who can say what we will encounter inside those walls? I am prepared to do whatever is required of me, Mainlander. The Death Dancers have business with the Corpse Stealers this day. I sent word to all the Death Dancers, both the Stone Nest and the Tideborn. There are not as many of us as once protected this island, but a single Death Dancer can end a battle. 4 or 5 of us. Perhaps we can end a war.
Now is not the time for discussion. Concentrate on what's important. Certainly. We have Soulflayer death fields and stone statues to negate them. But how do we make use of that fact? Then there's the other problem. Gabrielle sacrificed herself to bring Darien to us. But then Mannimarco stole his light. Perplexing. When Mannimarco returned from the Writhing Wall, he was rather smug about stealing Darien's light. Wanted to let me know he was winning. But he can't wield it himself, so why does he want it? I have a feeling we need to figure that out quickly. I do not like to answer such broad questions with a simple yes or no. First off, I am not Meridia. Her powers are not mine to bestow. But power can be transferred from one receptacle to another. The light of Meridia should be no different. They have a shackle over there, and the light of Meridia has certainly worked on those twice already here in Solstice. Mannimarco is powerful, yes, but even he has his limits. I think we'll find a use for it.
Hey friend, here we are, about to storm another fortress of ultimate evil. Wouldn't it be nice if just once the bad guys were lurking in a tavern that served passable ale? Or maybe the back room of a good bakery? I miss a decent loaf of bread. As ready as I can be. My body feels as strong as ever, but I know something's missing. Guess I thought Vanas would have a remedy when we got him back. We sure could use Meridia's Golden Knight, couldn't we? I guess plain old me will just have to do. It's kind of you to say so, friend. Maybe I'm not the Darien you expected, but I promise I'll do my best. Never back down from a fight yet, and I don't plan to start now. Thank you for believing in me, by the way. I won't forget it.
Raz thinks he would like to see these large statues come to life. It would be strange and a bit scary, but also exciting, yes? So what do you wait for, Five Claw? Go wake up a statue. No doubt the cultists look out from their battlements and see our army gathering here. But they place too much faith in their necromancy and their horrible devices. They do not know the value of courage, determination, loyalty. Ah, hatred they know well, Five Claw. Mannimarco and his followers are filled with it. They do not think anyone hates as powerfully as they do. In that, they may be wrong. Remember, rage makes you strong, but it can also blind you.
For the Sturf Fellowship! Huzzah! Last one through the necrotic death fields.
The hero of Cold Harbor! We're with you, comrade!
To the left, champion. Through that old break in the wall.
There are the Soul Flayers. Hey, a word before you run off. Ugh. This reminds me of the assault on Cold Harbor in all the worst ways. This place is a fish trap. Easy to get into, impossible to leave. I see why Prince Azah wanted an answer for Soul Flayers before we tried to storm it. I'm pretty sure the first step is getting through that big courtyard that leads south. If you look across the way, you'll see that Elder Sanasa picked out the Colossal he wants to wake up. You should head on over. Ugh. I'm coming. Looks like the army has arrived. Let's not keep everybody waiting.
Hold here, comrades! We cannot advance until the Soul Flayers
I
are
am here,
destroyed.
mercenary,
Good
and
luck,
I
my
brought
friend.
the Tideborn.
Clear the way, and we will fill the
Fascinating.
gap behind you.
An ancient ritual indeed. Do you have everything you need, Elder?
All we require is a willing spirit, and the ritual preparations are complete. We need only to return the eyes of the Colossal to this ancient Vaskrona, and it will live again. But now, we must make a choice. I can give this Colossal its eyes, and awaken it. But without a spirit to guide it, it is a tool without a welder. Someone must attune their spirit with its form to give it purpose. Are you willing to take on this responsibility? While your body remains here, you shall join with the Colossal, see through its eyes, move its limbs, unleash its power. No one has done such a merging in a very long time, so I cannot say how dangerous it is. Are you willing to do this? Here, take the eyes and place them in the Vaskrona so it may see again. We will provide a spark of power to rouse the Colossal. Then you must attune yourself, joining your spirit with the stone. You will return to your body when the task is done. Place the Vaskrona Colossal's eyes within the empty sockets. Then, be ready to attune yourself when the Vaskrona begins to awaken. Have no fear. We will guard your body until your will returns.